Good morning. We have got another success story interview for you today. And my goodness, what a success story this one is. I'm very excited to bring this lady on because she is one of my clients as well. So seeing the way that she's flourishing is absolutely insane, especially from the work that she has been doing with Lisa Johnson. So let me bring it in. Hello, Sarah Abel.
Hey! Oh, I'm so excited about this because I'm on a cloud nine because I had to go and work out my figures yesterday so I could tell you what we'd done. But
I will get to it. We'll get to it. Hold tight.
okay.
First of all, please tell everybody what it is that you do, who you help. Like, let's hear from you first.
Okay, so I am I'm Sarah Abel. I am the funding godmother for the hair and beauty space, but not just hair and beauty. There is generic as well. There's a lot of people out there that are now getting access to this money. So I help business owners get access to other people's money, predominantly from government sources. So basically, to scale their businesses and grow their teams using money that's out there that nobody knows about.
Fabulous. Who wouldn't want to know about that?
Totally.
Into Lisa's world.
So it was actually back in 2022 when I very first met Lisa. It was a little bit by accident. I did form a group in 2020 during COVID, and I was just telling people how to get access to COVID grants at the time because people didn't really understand them. And my group went from something like 40 to 700. But at that point, I'd never been on social media at all, and I didn't have any marketing system. My marketing system or sales system was my salespeople going out to salons. That's how we sold, and that was and my turnover with that at that point was about sort of £400,000, and I was okay. I was 56 at that point, but when COVID happened and that happened, when I went back, I did it all for free. So it was just going in there talking about different points and stuff, and I thought, oh my God, this social media thing is pretty cool. So I went to a thing called the Entrepreneur Marketing Conference in 2022, and she was speaking, and I got the if you could upgrade your ticket to go and speak to the speakers. So if anybody's listening, I'd always recommend that. So I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to go all in. So I actually sat next to her at dinner, which was amazing. And I didn't even know who she was. I hadn't followed her on social media, but we just got really chatting. And I mean, I think I had 2 hours with her chatting, and that in itself is like, oh my God. And when I heard that these guys are going to get an hour with Lisa, I was thinking, you need to actually sit with her because she just you just need to open your eyes up, because I was like sitting there saying, so Sarah, what type of it do you know, we were talking about turnover, and I said, well, I haven't quite reached the 500,000 yet. I said, and I've been in business now for sort of like 20 odd years. It's just that it's scaling it to a point where it works, but you know, the marketing and sales side of it, I just don't know how I'm going to do that. And so we got chatting. She went, I can help you. And she said to me, you need to come into my DI, which at the time was, I think it was about £15,000. And I thought, I don't even know you at the moment, so I'm not going to spend any money. You've given me some really good information, but I don't even know who you are. But what actually happened is I did go into another mastermind, and she was in it, but she was only in it for like one of the times I saw her.
Yeah.
But I started stalking her. How weird is that? I'm really sorry, everyone, but I'm a bit of a stalker first because I like to get that background of information. And she had a thing called One to Many. So I ended up buying this course, which was about £2,000 at the time. And being really fair, I did go through all the modules, reading them all, but I didn't really turn up there. I just, because of a time thing, I was just so busy, and it was like, it's just another job for me. I had a small team, and I just thought, how am I going to do this on top of everything else that I'm doing? But I did sort of go through the workbooks, and I thought, she's got something here. What is that about? And then she launched another program I went to her sales and strategy day, and she launched another program called the Kickstart.
Yeah. So that's like a smaller mastermind, like it's a container. It's not. It isn't the same as what Velocity is.
No, that's what I mean. It's so bloody exciting, this.
the best bits of everything. But that was Kickstarter would have been closer to this than and maybe something like OTM, which is more of a just a course, not like a container.
Yeah, totally. So basically what happened was I went on there, I did the roadmap which she had got, but I gave it to my team to do. And that was a game changer. So like I thought, this is I need to have more time with Lisa. So then I upgraded, and in the December last year I remember spending the money on the DI. And I'm going to tell you, if you're spending the money that you are in here, like I know that feeling. You know that feeling when you think this is a lot of money I'm just about to invest in Lisa. I hope she's going to come up with the goods for me. And I did it. And I remember that, you know, that sick anxiety feeling when you actually, you know, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? You know, we're just making a little bit of a profit now. And it's like, you know, a bit better profit. And I'm just about to spend it with someone else. Best decision I've ever made. Okay, so like it was a whirlwind. In this year, my whole strategy last year was, or this year to that, was to get visibility. Oh my God, I've written a book. I'm working with a PR lady now. The things I'm going to be in next year is like off the scale. Do you know what I mean? I've already got several articles all over the place. I'm doing some really great collabs with people in my industry. So like Jessica Crane, who's got a massive audience. We're doing a collab next year, and Susan Rotalage, who are all in my, you know, in my niche. What Lisa's helped me to, she very much simplifies everything. She makes everything sort of like you. I mean, even I've been to Las Vegas with her. I've been to Ibiza with her. I've been to, what's the place in London, which was, I can't even remember what it is, had tea at the somewhere. I don't know. But that's just some of the things. Yeah. And the people I've met, it's not just Lisa, it's her network that she introduced you to. I mean, I met Danny Wallace, and I've been now on stages which I never would have foreseen this time last year me actually doing. That's just some of the things. And so visibility in your business and building that audience, which is what she teaches all the time, is key to the rest of the stuff. And then basically having those systems and processes in place, so you're not having to do that work consistently, constantly. And because I've got such a good product, it's given me a chance to be able to now work with experts in their field and then deliver those things, because I can map it out to all of my funding. So we've managed to scale massively this year. Absolutely. So
I'm going to ask you about that, and I want to ask a direct question only because I know you're comfortable giving me the answer, because we've already chatted through this. So all of these things are obviously absolutely amazing. Your collaborations, all of the wonderful things that you do, and your speaking opportunity, your book, all of it is like incredible. But there has to be like well, what has this done? What has been the ROI? What has this done for you, like financially?
So last night I was texting my team, and I was working all the things out, because I've never really sat back. I know that we've grown, so we've gone to the millions, so we're 7 figures now, but alone just from online stuff, okay, and the marketing that's brought in, that the marketing thing she's brought was 967,888. Which has given me, I've invested £40,000 investment, which gives me an ROI of 2319.72. So there you go. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that
2,300 and something ROI.
Yeah.
And from the work that she's done with Lisa, because we've focused on the online stuff, from the work that you've developed with Lisa, an additional revenue stream into your business of just shy of £1 million.
Absolutely. And that's what's so exciting about it, because
yes, mate, that's exciting.
So my vision, I'll be honest, my vision in 2008 and 2009 was to work with business owners to deliver funded training all over England, okay, to change the hair and beauty sector. That was my mission and my vision. So I introduced my mastermind so I did a beta program back in April, and it was more a needs must because I needed an injection of cash in July, and I thought, I'm just going to launch it,
Yeah.
not think too much about it. I sold out more or less overnight. It was like I had five places, which actually I allowed 6 in the end, but only because the person that came to me I really wanted to work with.
Yeah.
And I had 6 places, and now I'm inundated of people that want to join next year's, which we launch properly in February. But I've already filled nearly 3 or 4 spaces up with that already. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I cannot say to people, you have to be all in. What she's taught me, I do put the action behind what I say. I think people just talk about manifesting sometimes and don't do that. But you know, I'm 60 this year, Abby, and people say to me, when are you going to retire? There's no way I'm retiring. I'm loving it. It's like all of a sudden I've got this second passion because I'm doing something. Because people get into business sometimes, I think, for the wrong reasons. Not wrong reasons, because I did the same. You get into business to make money, and then you end up then having a bigger picture, another passion that you want to get out there. And I think the visibility that she teaches is where, so you can literally have that visibility that people see you as the expert, and once they know you're the expert and they trust you, they're much more likely to buy for you. I don't find it difficult to sell. I find it, so I don't call it selling now. It's just about, okay, let's jump on a call and, you know, let's speak about what you want to achieve, and if you fit in with my ethos as who I am as a person, and can I work with you? Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and it makes it very different. So when you're having those calls, I just feel that I'm the one that's choosing rather than the other way around. And if they're not ready at this point, and there's not many that get to the call that aren't,
Yeah.
it's normally because I've had to knock them back because they haven't got the things that I need them to have. Do you know what I mean? To work with me. But then I've now got an ecosystem that we're building that I can go, right, you need to go and do this first. Do you know what I mean? When you're ready, then you'll come up to this bit, rather than just selling them just for the sake of it. Because I think that's when people don't get results. Do you know what I mean? When they're not at the right stage.
I just love that the work that you've done has allowed you to have options and allowed you to be the business owner that chooses. I mean, that's the dream, right? That you get to choose who you work with as opposed to saying yes to anyone because you need like to bring that cash in. So I just want to say a massive congratulations on absolutely everything that you've achieved, creating revenue like that, as well as writing your book and doing and speaking on stages and doing all of the things that you've done this year is no easy task, and you've got your head down and you've done it. And I think that's really important that we just say these things didn't happen by accident, they didn't happen by luck, and they didn't happen just because you were given the advice. They happened because you took the advice and you took action.
And I remember because part of what we had in Slack, I was chatting to Lisa, and I did send her and I went, Lisa, I've got the opportunity to do this and this. Do you think that's too much for me? She went, it's a lot, but just think of the result if you do it. And I'm so glad she said that to me, because I think I was teetering on, do I do this? Do I don't do it? And I think the biggest thing that stops business owners from actually making any money is always making the decision. Because I think once you've made the decision, no matter how scary it is, okay, you have to make it work. Do you know what I mean? Like me investing 25 grand back in December was like, I've got to make this work. If I am going to make this work. And I remember going to my finance lady and saying to her, I've just invested 25 grand. And she went, oh, for God's sake, Sarah, that would have been my pay rise. Do you know what I mean? That would have been giving me more money. However, I'm going to be totally honest. This year I have been away 11 times, not all for holiday. Some of them have been business retreats. But guess what? I've been able to combine what I love, traveling, but also with business. So I've been able to meet and chat to people, and it's not just, it's that community as well, having that community around you that gives you value, because I've learned so much. Like, and I'm a passion, one of my core values is passion for learning, so it really like fits in with everything that I do and makes me feel like I also learned when I was on the retreat with Natalie, because she's the brain expert. She said you're less likely to get not you won't, but you're less likely to get dementia. So okay, that suits me.
Honestly, last night when you'd sent your figures through to Lisa, the Slack channel went wild, because we're so excited for you and we're so proud of you, and we're just like, look at what she's achieved, and you've just got all of our support always. Honestly, like, we just
that's what Lisa said to me. I remember going to the sales and marketing strategy back in December, and I went and spoke to Lisa myself, because it was like, oh God, I'm going to have to make this decision. And I bet anyone that's watching this, if they're teetering on the do I make this decision or not, that they'll know they will relate to this. You feel sick inside, because in your head it's like, what if it doesn't work? Do you know what I mean? There's always that doubt of doing it. And I remember going to chat with her, and I went to her, Lisa, look, I am really thinking about coming into your DI. And she went, Sarah, I'm telling you now, because I had some bad experiences in the online world. So I had this sort of like that I've had a lot of money off me and I haven't got any results, and what they've taught me hasn't really given me that direction. So like I said to her, for me this is a really big thing. And I went, and what I'm really scared of, and I remember saying this, I'm really, really scared that I'm going to let people down. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to do this and I'm not going to come up with what I need to come up with. And she said to me, she went, I have a team of people in my business that are going to help you. So I had Renee with the mindset, which was amazing. She's just fabulous. I've worked with you with my book, which has just been amazing. Like that has built my confidence off the scale, because when I started writing it, it was like, oh my, you're so clever. You sort of know what you're talking about, Sarah. Do you know what I mean? So being able to get that information out to other people, and I'm really beginning to see differences. Like the 6 people that came in to our beta program, I've already seen Yvonne, who's gone from like 5 figures to 6 figures, now is stepping away from the salon floor and now is doing training and drawing down funding to deliver that training through us. Do you know? So like when you sort of, it's the sin. There is more satisfaction of seeing other people get results than actually you get results. And I think if people thought like that, they would maybe not be like, it's like, what if I don't do this? That, you know, like it was that decision. What if I don't do this? How many, you know, like I've got this brain that, you know, is really, I'm neurodiverse, I'm ADHD, like I'm like, you know, it's not an easy thing for me to put things together. I find it, I really struggle. So it's like, oh my God, this has made it so simple, so straightforward, having those people I can lean on and be around. And you know how much I believe in it. I bought the franchise because I thought, you know what, all those things.
You've been involved in everything, and I think that's come up on these interviews. When people are implementing what Lisa's saying and they've seen the results of that, they do tend to come into lots of different things that Lisa does, because once you've got that trust in somebody, you sort of think, well, I don't need to really go elsewhere because this person is actually giving me money.
She really is smart. Oh, you are welcome.
We'll leave it there for now. I've got the next interview later for everybody else that's jumping back on with us. It'll be at 1:00 this afternoon. But Sarah, speaking to you has just been an absolute pleasure, and just every continued success, honestly, from all of us. And thank you very much. Everyone else, please check out the Velocity Sales page to see if it's for you. Obviously, we are sharing all of these success stories so you can show what is possible for you, and it is possible for you. Right then, everyone. See you later. Bye.